Hello everyone, welcome to Rosa Technocrat. Today I am here with a new topic and that is on slow bandwidth issues or speed testing. So this video basically tells you how you can measure the performance or the speed from FortiGate itself. When we are discussing more about this into further presentation and in our video, we'll come to know all the details about this. Let's begin. So the motivation behind this video was basically recently I had been reported a issue where a customer reported like whenever the traffic is passing via the FortiGate, he is observing slowness onto their traffic. So what we did to isolate the issue, we used this inbuilt iPerf tool on the FortiGate where we can tell customer or inform like it's not an issue from the FortiGate or because of the FortiGate. Rather, it might be a issue from some other part of your network or any other devices in your network. iPerf basically helps us to isolate the issue if the slowness is due to the Fortinet, I mean FortiGate, or any other component. So you can isolate the issues or you can measure the speed from the FortiGate by sending a sample traffic to a iPerf 3 server to download. So FortiGate Firewall has a built-in iPerf 3 client and a server. So FortiGate can act as iPerf 3 client or server and you can test the speed by making it as a server or client. So you might be knowing about iPerf, or if not, we will explain iPerf as well. Okay. So, okay, before going into this topology, let's see how we can measure. For example, here we have a FortiGate. Okay, this is our FGT. Okay, and this is your WAN port connected to internet. This you can say your internet cloud. Okay, and you are observing slowness from your client interface. So this is your LAN interface. Okay, LAN, maybe it can be any port one, maybe P1 or P3 in my case, and P1 is my WAN interface. Okay, and beside this interface, I have my client. Okay, so the reported issue is like the client, whenever client is going via the FortiGate, he is observing slowness. Okay, so what iPerf can do, basically iPerf is a tool to measure the speed by sending some sample data to a iPerf server. Something similar you can say speedtest.net. So when we use speedtest.net, that gives you the speed, right? Like how much is your speed. Similarly, rather than relying on speed test and to isolate other possibility, other problems in the network, we can make FortiGate as the client or FortiGate as the server and then test the speed. So what are the scenarios? One test scenario can be your client will be the client, okay, and you can make FGT as the iPerf server. You can make FGT as iPerf server, okay. You can make iPerf server, and you can test speed from client to FortiGate. That is one case. Then you can test FGT. You can make as client, okay, using the iPerf and send the iPerf traffic to some iPerf server on internet. Okay, iPerf server on internet. So that way you can test the speed between FGT to internet. So you can isolate how much speed you are getting here and how much speed you are getting there. Okay, so between the client to LAN and between FortiGate to the WAN. And then you can also try by sending uh, like from client to the internet. So you will come to know where is the problem exactly. So FortiGate inbuilt iPerf tool or gives us option to do this where we can test the speed using the iPerf by making FortiGate as a client or the server. Okay. So okay, let's talk more into this, then you will get more idea. Okay, so let's go. So as I explained in my previous slide, these are the interfaces used as WAN and LAN. So in as per my previous diagram, if you see here, sorry, that was here. So P3 is the LAN and P1 is the WAN. So I'm just explaining like P3 is my LAN and port 1 is the WAN. Okay. Now how to run this on the FortiGate? Okay. So to run these on FortiGate, we use the command direct traffic test. So direct traffic test is similar command, same as uh, same as iPerf. So iPerf is a CLI command basically, and so this command is similar to iPerf command. Okay, so iPerf is a CLI command which has been changed to direct traffic test with respect to FortiGate. Okay, so basically FortiGate has got iPerf installed, but that is being executed by using the direct traffic test command. So when you issue direct traffic test command, you can define like the server interface, the client interface, and the port on which the iPerf server will listen. Okay, so if it is FortiGate is the iPerf server, or uh, outside is the iPerf server, and the protocol is TCP. So 0 for TCP, 1 for UDP. So by default, this is configured as TCP protocol. Okay. Now, once you see this direct traffic test command, you can do direct traffic test show. So when you do direct traffic test show, it shows what is the current configuration. Okay, so you have to define the server interface, client interface, and the port on which iPerf will listen on to. This is one of the sample. So once you configured the server interface, client interface, then you have to run direct traffic test run. So as soon as you do run, the FortiGate tries to send sample data to the iPerf, and then it generates the speed. So as you can see here, it shows 5.5 Gbps speed. So why it is showing 5.5 Gbps? Because I did the test between the FortiGate port only, like from P1 to P3. Sorry, P3 to P1. So that was just within the FortiGate. That's why the speed is so high. Okay. So this is the command basically. So what we understood till now is direct traffic test. This command is equivalent to iPerf, and FortiGate has got a iPerf installed. Okay. Now let's do this on the lab as I always explain, which makes it clear everything. So guys, let's go. It's lab time. Let me access my FortiGate. Uh, so here we go. This is my FortiGate, and I will log into my FortiGate firewall. Okay. Now, as per our scenario, where I said my uh, client is on port 3 and my WAN is port 1. Okay. So what we are going to do, let me start from the beginning rather than giving you the old history. First use case. What is the first use case? First use case is from FortiGate to public iPerf server. Okay. What I want to do? I want to test from FortiGate to the internet. Okay. So what we have to do for that? Direct traffic test. Who is the client here? FortiGate is a client because I'm going towards internet. So client interface, what will be the client interface? Port 1 because FortiGate to internet. Hope it's clear, right? So when I'm testing from FortiGate to internet, my client interface will be port 1 and server interface. How I will reach server? That is also using port 1, correct? So my FortiGate is the client. Okay, let me go back to the one PPT. Let me explain this to you on a diagram. You see here, let's say this is our FortiGate. FortiGate will be the client, and I need to test the speed towards internet onto a public iPerf server. So P1 will be both the client interface and the server interface. Hope it's clear. So what I did, direct traffic test, client interface port 1, direct traffic test, server interface also port 1. Okay. And then direct traffic test run, you have to run minus C. Minus C means FortiGate is in client mode and I have to connect to a public iPerf server, any public iPerf server over the internet. So there are so many public free iPerf server available. You can connect to any. For example, let me show you that as well. If I just do a public iPerf server, if I go to Doodle public iPerf server, I get this list. Okay, some list. There are various lists. Okay, I am using this one iPerf 3 server list. So I'm just taking one of the public iPerf server. I copied the IP, run minus C and the iPerf server IP address. So what I'm telling here, run iPerf server in client mode where FortiGate will be executing or running in client mode, connecting to the host iPerf server this and execute. Okay, so now you can see the FortiGate is acting as a client in iPerf and connected to a public server over port 5201, and this is the transfer or the speed rate. So this is client mode. Okay, and you can easily, so the scenario we have completed is testing from FortiGate to the internet. Okay, that's one. So you can easily test this. Same way, if you don't have internet connectivity or you want to make a internal iPerf server or you want to have a iPerf server, install it by yourself. So what you can do is you can simply install the iPerf server. Okay, so this is a very small executable. If you do iPerf server download, it's a very small exe file. You can go to iPerf, download iPerf 3 original precompiled binary. Click on this first one, files.budmanpo, and download the latest version. Okay, so once you download this, you have to install it. Okay, let me show you that part as well, where I'm making one of the my machine as iPerf. Okay, I'm presenting you now my Windows machine where I have a iPerf server installed and running. Okay, so what we do here, let me make it full screen. This is a VM, I'm sorry. So, okay, what I did, I have downloaded this iPerf server on my one of the Windows machine. Okay, this is to test speed between my FortiGate and my LAN part. So I downloaded this iPerf server client or server on a Windows machine. So simply I went to this website, downloaded, and if we go, sorry, download history, you will see iPerf is downloaded. Okay, so I have to open this downloaded file. So basically I downloaded this and then extracted this. Uh, and it's in this folder. So you have to go to command prompt under the same folder and you have to say iperf minus s. Okay, iperf minus s. That means the iperf will start listening in server mode. Okay, so now my iperf server is on the LAN side and I will again test the speed. Okay, let me quickly open my FortiGate as well. Hope you can see. Okay, now what I am going to do, I am going to make again my FortiGate as client, diag traffic, sorry, diag traffic test server interface. Now, which one is the server interface? My LAN port, because I'm testing the speed towards my inside, and then diagnose traffic test, which is my client interface. Again, same because this time I'm doing it towards the LAN, and diagnose traffic test server, no, sorry, port. What is the port for where the server is listening? It's 5201 as you can see. And diag traffic test run minus C in client mode. And to which server I have to connect? I have to connect 10.185. What is my LAN machine IP? My LAN machine IP is, sorry, I forgot my, yeah, 10.184 5.96. Sorry. If we don't put this, so it gives an error. So my Windows LAN machine is this 10.184 5.196. As soon as I enter this command, you can see this server, the FortiGate is acting as a client and this is connected to this server. So you can see similar output on the server as well because this time I have the control of the server. So I installed the iPerf on my Windows machine and I simply testing. So now you can see the speed between my FortiGate and to the PC behind my LAN is this 1 Gbps per second or uh, 1.42 715 Mbps. Okay. So this is how you can test the speed uh, from a FortiGate itself because FortiGate has got inbuilt iPerf client and server. Okay, now about server mode. Server mode I forgot to tell. So when you want to make FortiGate as the server, but in that case you will be requiring a iPerf client. Okay, so config system global set speed test server enable. Okay, set speed test server enable. This makes the FortiGate as a uh, iPerf server in a server mode. And and on the interface, config system interface, edit port 3, set allow access speed test. You have to allow this speed test if you want FortiGate to run in server mode. Okay. So now what we can do, this is in server mode. I will make this in client mode. Let's see if I can make this in client mode. I think no. Yeah, so in this case, let me try if I perf minus C and then I have to connect to the FortiGate because my FortiGate is in server mode. So what is my IP on 10.184? Let me check my FortiGate IP, sorry. Where is my FortiGate? Yeah, here, let me check my FortiGate IP. This will be under network interface. I am connecting on the LAN interface. Okay, so 10.184.11.240. 10.184.11.240. 10.184.11.240. Yes. So now you see, now I made my PC as a client and firewall as the server. So in this way also we can test the speed. So, but if you want to make FortiGate as the server, you have to do what? Hope you remember. You have to do config system global, set speed test server enable, and you should allow speed test on the interface. Okay. So in this way, FortiGate will act as a iPerf server. So this is how you can measure the bandwidth or speed between your client to FortiGate, FortiGate to outside internet, or any other scenario. So basically, the overall or full idea is FortiGate has got a inbuilt iPerf client and server. Hope this will help you for troubleshooting such scenarios and you will get an idea about iPerf. You know how to download. Okay. Thank you for watching, guys. Thank you so much. See you in my next video. Thank you, guys. Bye bye.